So good. Now, today I'm in Canarsie, and I'm going to take you guys on a driving tour of some of the main commercial streets in Canarsie. Now, of course, because I'm in Canarsie, I had to get myself beef patty and cocoa bread. It's almost done. I'm going to finish this, and then we're going to get driving. See you shortly. All right, so we're going to start this tour, and I'm going to show you Canarsie. Now, the purpose of this tour is to give anyone who is interested in purchasing a property in Canarsie, whether you're going to purchase it as an investor or you're purchasing it for yourself and for your family. The purpose of the tour is to give you a sense of what the neighborhood of Canarsie looks like, what the community feels like, what the shopping area, what the shopping district looks like, what's available for you here. So if you're looking for that, then this video is for you. But if you're looking for more of a tour that gives you the history of Canarsie and kind of discusses how Canarsie got to the place that it is today, this tour may not be the best tour for you. All right, so now that said, I wanted to start the tour on Ralph Avenue. Right now we are in the neighboring town to Canarsie. We're in Georgetown, and I wanted to start the tour here because I think that there is a lot of areas to shop on this particular strip on Ralph Avenue, and since it's a stone's throw from Canarsie, I figured it's best for you to know what's available next to Canarsie as well. So we're pulling up to the shopping area now, and you'll be able to see that there is a Chipotle, a Starbucks, just lots of opportunities for you to shop and really, have fun on the weekends when you're in Canarsie. So on the left, there's a UPS store, a mattress firm, MCU for any city employees. On the right is really where all the fun is at. So there's an IHOP, like I said, a Starbucks, a Chipotle, a GNC, Sally Beauty Supply store. There's a Foodway, which is a really large grocery shopping center. It's formerly a Fairway, so it has all of the makings of a Fairway, but it's called Foodway. TD Bank here that we're passing. So that's the first shopping area on this strip on Ralph Avenue. And now there's another one coming up on the left, which has a Food Town, T-Mobile, a Boston Market, which is likely one of the last few Boston markets in New York. Citibank. So just lots of opportunities for you to come out and just, and shop, when you're in Canarsie. Now, being that we're on Ralph Avenue, I want to mention that the B47 does run on Ralph Avenue. The last stop on the B47 is Kings Plaza Mall, which is the local mall in southern Brooklyn. And you can catch the B47 on the corner of Glenwood and Ralph Avenue in Canarsie. So right now we are passing a Popular Bank. A Telco on the left, Chinese food restaurant, a law office, some other smaller establishments. This is a really large flower shop, a garden center. On the left here is Arch Diner, which has been, I would say, a staple in the community for a really long time. So right now we are pulling up to South Shore Educational Campus, formerly known as South Shore High School. So under the Bloomberg administration, South Shore High School was closed due to poor performance, and it was split up into 5 or 6 smaller high schools. The idea being that a smaller class setting is more conducive for students' learning. And so there are 6 high schools that are within this one building, and it's known as South Shore Educational Campus. So we are going to stay on Ralph Avenue to Foster Avenue, and we're going to make a right on Foster. But you can see that Ralph Avenue is really, more so of a commercial strip. We didn't see too many residential properties on Ralph Avenue. You do see there are some developments, some NYCHA housing, and that's something that is, it's not unique to Canarsie. It happens in various neighborhoods in Brooklyn, but sometimes you will see that there is a mix of residential housing as well as NYCHA developments. Sometimes they're right across the street from one another. But in Canarsie, you know, both occupants or individuals that live in NYCHA developments and individuals that live in the houses in Canarsie get along just fine. So there's another small strip here with a Dunkin' Donuts, a Baskin Robbins, a nail salon, a Subway, and this is called Low Min Plaza. So we're gonna make a right here onto Foster Avenue, but if we were to stay on Ralph Avenue, you would come across the Wyckoff House Museum, which is considered to be the oldest structure in all of New York State. So for any history buffs out there, if you are interested in visiting the oldest structure in New York State, you know, it's right in Brooklyn. It's called the Wyckoff House Museum. So on Foster, you have the Brooklyn Terminal Market, and we may be able to see it. I may swoop in, I may not. Foster Avenue is more so of an industrial street. There's lots of auto collision shops or car repair shops. And then you have a large lot that's dedicated to the Brooklyn Terminal Market. You also have a BJ's and a gym. Okay, so we are continuing down Foster, and to our left we're coming up to the Brooklyn Terminal Market here, and in this complex there's also a BJ's. It's called Canarsie Plaza, so there's also a BJ's, a Planet Fitness, Dollar Tree, Dunkin' Donuts, a T-Mobile, and a really large beauty supply store. Aside from that, I would say Foster is predominantly industrial, so there really isn't too much else to do on Foster Avenue. You don't see any residential properties on Foster. It's predominantly industrial. So we're going to take Foster down to Rockaway Parkway, and then we'll make a right onto Rockaway Parkway. And Rockaway Parkway is likely the most frequented road in all of Canarsie, and that's likely because of the L train. So you can see what some of the residential properties look like in Canarsie. So now we've kind of transitioned from the industrial side of Foster to more so the residential side of Foster, and you're seeing these single family homes on Canarsie, or in Canarsie I should say, and this gives you a sense of what they look like. Some of them are more frame build, some of them are brick, but this gives you a sense of what these homes look like in Canarsie. We're passing a Chase here and a Public Storage, and this is Rockaway Parkway straight ahead. Now to our left is 69th Precinct, which is the local precinct that services Canarsie. And so we're going to take Rockaway Parkway all the way down to Seaview. But yeah, so Rockaway Parkway is another commercial strip in Canarsie. More so mom and pop stores than large national chains, but there are some large national chains on Rockaway Parkway. So you'll see things like delis, you'll see jewelry stores, you'll see barbershops, things of that sort. Dollar stores. There's various restaurants on Rockaway Parkway, predominantly Caribbean restaurants. There's also a pizza restaurant, a Boost Mobile. The mainstay on Rockaway Parkway, however, is the L train. As I mentioned before, this is the last stop on the L train. The last two stops on the L train are in Canarsie, but the very, very last stop on the L train overall is Rockaway Parkway, and we just passed it. So you can see on both the left and the right, there are various establishments for you to shop at. Pretty much anything that you might need, you'll be able to find it for the most part. Small ticket items, you should be able to find it on Rockaway Parkway. There's also a church on the corner of Flatlands and Rockaway Parkway. So we're passing Flatlands now, which is, you know, another main street in Canarsie. After Flatlands, you do see a transition from predominantly mom and pop stores and businesses to more so residential housing. So we're now seeing the beginnings of residential housing. Again, some of these are framed, some of these are brick build. On the left here is a senior rehabilitation center, which takes up one full block. And now we're coming up on the second high school in Canarsie, which is formerly known as Canarsie High School, now known as Canarsie Educational Campus. So the same exact thing that the Bloomberg administration did to South Shore High School was done to Canarsie High School. So there are now 5 to 6 smaller high schools situated within this building that was formerly known as Canarsie High School. Also worth a mention is the fact that the B42 runs down Rockaway Parkway, and it will take you from the last stop of the L train all the way down to Canarsie Pier. It's just a straight line. So if that's something that you're interested in doing, if you just want to visit Canarsie on the weekends, you can take the L train to the last stop, hop on the B42. Your transfer should work, and you know, it's just one full trip, and that'll take you all the way down to Canarsie Pier. You can have a fun day of fishing. So you do see residential properties on the left and the right. We're coming up to a Chase now, and a small laundromat, as well as a Burger King. And this is the B42 passing us on the left. So here on our left side, coming up, is a small shopping complex. And this one has a Golden Crust, dry cleaners, Chinese food restaurant. There's a Social Security Administration shop here, as well as an Ideal Food Basket, which is a large grocery shopping store. After that, we're back to residential properties. We see they're mostly brick, and for the most part, they're single family homes, both on the left and the right side. So we're pulling up to Seaview now. We're gonna make a right onto Seaview. Actually, yeah, we're gonna make a right. So we are going to make a right now on to Seaview, and on Seaview is Canarsie Park, which runs about 4 to 5 blocks. So it'll be really good for you to see just how expansive Canarsie Park is. So right now we are passing a church on the left and then some residential properties on the right. We're crossing over Canarsie Road, and on East 93rd Street is where Canarsie Park begins. And it's going to run this entire strip all the way to when we make our next turn on East 80th Street. Now, in Canarsie Park, you have baseball fields, you have cricket fields, you have a skate park, there's an area for little ones to play, there's a track, there is a nature trail, there's fitness equipment, and it's kind of organized so that the fitness equipment follows the nature trail, so it encourages you to really walk. I think they did a really nice job in this park. So this entire time that we've been driving, it's this entire strip has been Canarsie Park. So there's a lot of greenery in Canarsie for you to enjoy if you were to move here. And now we're going to make a right onto East 80th Street. What we're going to do is we're going to go down East 80th Street. We're going to go down East 80th Street twice because I want to loop back to show you Padgett, because there are some nice things on Padgett that I want to call out, and I think that they're not well known throughout Canarsie or even outside of Canarsie. So on East 80th is purely residential properties, some of which are condos, some of which are multifamilies. For the most part, they're all brick. I think that will be kind of a central theme that you'll see in homes in Canarsie. Is a majority of the homes in Canarsie are brick homes, which is a good thing. Saves you on your heating bills, things of that sort. So we're going to make a left here on Padgett 5. Now Padgett is named after, I believe, and it's named after the Padgett Basin, which kind of creeps into Canarsie. And we're going to make a left now onto Padgett Ave, and to our right is Padgett Basin. So the reason I wanted to turn down this street is there are two distinct things that I think are interesting about Canarsie, and I don't think a lot of people that live in Canarsie know that they're even here. So I just want to call them out to you so you would know that they're here if you were to move to Canarsie. The first is this yacht club, Diamond Point Yacht Club. I am not the owner of a yacht, but if you do own a yacht or you want to own a yacht, there's a yacht club here waiting for you in Canarsie. And the second thing is this Brooklyn Lifestyle Athletic Club here, which has a swimming pool, it has a catering hall, it has a football field, a soccer field, it has exercise equipment. It's a family style club, I will say, athletics club, I will say. And I don't think a lot of residents of Canarsie know that this is here. And I wanted to call it out because I did join that club, and I thought that, you know, I had probably one of the top 5 workouts of my adult life. I think it was run by a guy who used to either train with the NFL or work for the NFL in some capacity, and so he just, you know, kind of drilled it into you, and he would give you these militaristic style workouts that I thought were definitely worth the money. So we will see another gym in Canarsie, but that is one gym that is a local gym to Canarsie. It's not one of the national chains type of gyms, and it's more than a gym. It's like a sports club, and the whole family can join it. So highly recommend thinking about joining that if you were to move to Canarsie. Now we're back on East 80th. We made a U-turn, and the bus that runs down East 80th is the B17. And the B17 will take you from Canarsie to Crown Heights Utica Avenue Station. Now there are two versions of the B17. It's something that actually trips a lot of people up because outside of Canarsie they run on the same line, but inside Canarsie they actually split. And one of the buses will take you to Seaview Avenue and the other will take you to East 80th. So depending on where you move to Canarsie, you may take, you know, the first bus versus the second bus, but just know that there are two distinct B17 lines within Canarsie. So as I said before, East 80th consists of mostly multifamily brick homes as well as condos. Anything else will be in the minority. We're gonna take East 80th down to Flatlands, and then we're gonna make a right onto Flatlands. Now, after Avenue L, which we passed, another bus that runs on East 80th is the B103. Actually, Avenue M, not Avenue L. I think it turns on Avenue M. So the B103 runs down East 80th and makes a left onto Glenwood, and it'll take you to Flatbush Avenue Junction. And then the BM2, you can also catch it on East 80th, which is one of the city's express buses, and that will take you all the way to Midtown. So we're coming up to Flatlands now, and I said we will be making a right, but I want to call your attention to a mural that's on our left here, which is known as the Pop Smoke Mural. Now on this mural are three people who have passed. Pop Smoke, who was a rapper from Canarsie originally and really, really loved his community, and the community loved him back. He was murdered I think about 2 years ago, and so this mural is dedicated to him. The other two individuals that are on the mural are DMX and George Floyd. So this mural is on the wall of a sea town, and I know in the past they used to have other things painted on this wall, but I think given the celebrity status of Pop Smoke, I don't anticipate or don't imagine that they'll be removing his face from this mural. I think the mural is going to stay the way that it is for some time to come. So we're going to make a right onto Flatlands, and Flatlands is kind of a mix of residential and commercial property, and you'll see that when we drive down. So we see on the right here, there's a deli. On the left, there are Caribbean restaurants. There's a Chinese food restaurant, a pizza restaurant, a grocery store with like fresh fruit. Up ahead is a park, the Builder-Seat Playground, which is connected to an intermediate school in Canarsie. then across from the park is a nail salon, a 99-cent store, another deli. On the right, we see multifamily properties. On the left, there's a hair salon, a Popeyes, a pawn store, pawn shop, I should say. Not a porn store. A deli. There's a juice bar on the right, a beauty salon, a pharmacy. Now on East 80th, I'm sorry, we are on Flatlands. On Flatlands, there are 4 different buses, 2 bus lines, but 4 different buses that run on Flatlands. So the 2 bus lines are the B6 and the B82, but there are 4 different buses because there are express versions of each bus. So there's the B6 Limited as well as the B82 Select bus. All 4 bus lines will take you from your destination when you're on Flatlands all the way to Rockaway Parkway. So if you're looking to catch the L train, you can take any one of these 4 buses and they'll take you to Rockaway Parkway in order for you to catch the L train at that station. Now the B82 does go to the Spring Creek and the B6 does go to East New York, so Rockaway Parkway is not the last or the final stop for any one of those 4 bus lines. Now we are passing Remsen Avenue now, and to our left is a TD Bank, and here is the other gym that I mentioned is in Canarsie, Blink Fitness. So there we saw, so that's actually the 3rd gym, right? Because we saw a Planet Fitness when we passed the Brooklyn Terminal Market and Canarsie Plaza. So we had Planet Fitness, and there is the sports club that I took you down, and now there's a Blink Fitness. So there are three gyms, 3 options for you to work out in Canarsie. And we are still seeing, for the most part, both businesses and residential property on Flatlands. So now we are at Rockaway Parkway, and we're going to cross over Rockaway Parkway, and we're going to go into the other side of Canarsie. We're gonna take Flatlands down to East 108th Street, and we'll make a right onto East 108th Street. So here is another small shopping complex on East 107th Street. It has a laundromat, there's a crab shack, a beauty salon, a pharmacy, a fresh fish store, and a nail salon, as well as a deli. So here we're passing some co-ops in Canarsie. Yeah, I'm gonna take this right here, and I'm going to turn down. We're passing one of the lower grade schools here in Canarsie. And this is Wilson Playground. So notice that these homes that we see on the left and the right are all attached. They're all pretty much concrete front yards. They're all paved because we're going to see a switch. So you're already seeing less concrete, less pavement, and a little bit more greenery on this strip, on this block. And you see that most of the houses are only attached on one side, right? And we're gonna see an even more of a shift. Now we see completely detached homes filled with lawns, a lot of greenery, and very little concrete, very little pavement. So this is just another side of Canarsie to let you know that yes, there are multi-family homes that are attached and will be great for use as an investment property, but there are also single family homes that are completely detached with grass and lawn. So if you're looking for that kind of a feel, that kind of a home, that kind of a property, but you want to remain in Brooklyn, we have that here for you in Canarsie. We're going to take this down to Seaview. We are going to make a left onto Seaview so I could show you condos at the end of Seaview, and then we're going to loop back around so you can see the Jamaica Bay Branch Public Library, which is on Seaview. So to our right, beyond this strip of land here, is Jamaica Bay. Now earlier I mentioned that there were two B-17 buses. The first one runs down East 80th. The second one runs down Seaview. This here, this bus post, is one of the stops for that B17 Seaview version. And I believe this is the bus straight ahead. So Seaview stops here. And at the end of Seaview are the Seaview Estates, which are condominiums in Canarsie. I don't believe they are more than 25 years old. They're relatively new. They have their own tennis courts, they have their own swimming pool. It's really private, really secluded, really well taken care of ground. So if you're looking for a condo as opposed to a home, there's condos here in Canarsie as well. Now going back up Seaview, we see residential properties on our right, most of which are brick, but there are some frame builds. And towards the end of Seaview, we're going to see the Jamaica Bay branch public library. Now, I did fail to mention that Canarsie does have 2 public libraries. The very first public library in Canarsie is on Rockaway Parkway, so I failed to mention it. I may see if I can put an annotation just so you could see it. But now I'm going to show you where the second public library is in Canarsie, which is on Seaview Avenue. Just see if I can navigate. This is it right here on the corner. This is the Jamaica Bay Brooklyn Public Library branch, the second library in Canarsie, and that's it for the tour. I hope you enjoyed the tour. All right, so I started out the tour with Jamaican beef patties. I'm going to end the tour with Nigerian meat pies, which you can also get in Canarsie. So I hope you enjoyed the tour. I hope you learned something about Canarsie. See you in the next one.